We want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our American community. We believe that American patriots will not be free until we are liberated from the radical leftist ideologies, scare tactics, and violence.
Against the stream, it don't matter what race or creed or color. Love this land and you're my brother. That ain't ways to know I'm gonna stand. If you say you can't breathe, I'll show you we can. Never gonna stop believing. We were born for freedom. We were born for freedom.
Back down. We will not cower in fear. We're not going to hide any longer. Our president will be reelected. Our police will be backed. And our sanity will be restored.
Power to the Patriots. All right. For like the third time. Okay, maybe it'll stick. Okay, so I just finished Washington's prayer, and I was going to get to reading the first intro chapter of my book, and I think you guys are gonna like it. But first, we need to talk about Pennsylvania. Okay, we need to talk about Pennsylvania. All right, this bud's for you. This White Claw's, this fake White Claw's for you. Call them faux claws. What's going on with your roads? Like, what happened there? Like, why? Like, okay, in California, we have potholes, right? We have potholes everywhere, okay? Not so much Vegas, like all the roads are really new. San Francisco, not so much. You know, Berkeley, not so much. But Oakland, yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of potholes, okay? I've never seen that many potholes. Like, usually you'll see one maybe every couple miles. You guys have them like every like 20, 30 feet. Like, what the fuck is going on with Pennsylvania potholes? Like, I had a really, really good drive. I really enjoyed driving through the state on the way there and the way back. But once I got to about the middle of the state, plus all the way to Philadelphia, which, by the way, we ate at Jim's cheesesteaks. It was so good. It was so good. We ate at Jim's cheesesteaks, and I know everyone talks about Pat and Gino's. Like, so for those of you who are outside of Philadelphia, it's kind of like that Hollywood shit, like that tourist shit, like me growing up in LA, like people come to our state thinking all of LA is Venice Beach, and then they're shocked when it's not, or thinking that all of LA is like hot men and women and actresses and shit, and then they realize it's not. So you come to Philadelphia thinking that all cheesesteaks are created equal. Well, they're not. So I had a couple of cheesesteaks the first time I was there and I wasn't happy. Okay. Not the first time, the second time I was there and I wasn't happy with what I found. No, I had one the first time, but no, the second time is when we found gems. Okay. And I worked for somebody a long time ago. I worked at this country club, and this chef that I worked for was from Philadelphia. So he taught us how to make everything the Pat's way, how to make the cheesesteaks the Pat's way. They're really, really good. But Jim's cheesesteak on South and 4th Street, legit. Okay. I'm not going to go in my closet and show you the sweater that well, it's actually your sweater. The sweater that I was, well, my, what is this? Oh my God. I'm so fucking tired. My Patriot Party. I wanted to say like Lion Party. The Patriot Party. It's that sweater. It's that red sweater. So I stupidly, well, it was the only sweater I brought because I thought we were going to film together, but that didn't work out. Now, did it, Stevie? But me and Sarah, like, we ordered our steaks. I had onions, sweet peppers, and whiz. And I took it out, and I don't remember the first time, dude. It was like I bit into it, and all the juice just came out. It was like, oh my God, it like that cheesesteak literally squirted on me. And that's a hot experience, right? For both parties. That's how it was for me in the cheesesteak. Like it felt like that. It was amazing. It was so good. But then we hung out for a little bit and then we drove back. I couldn't get a tattoo. I could not find one place. Mind your business. Mind your business, ATC. Once you come out of the Red Bill closet, it's hard to ever go back in. You have to learn the Philly lean when you have a cheesesteak. What's the Philly lean? What is? Oh, you have to like angle it so you don't like drip like warm beef and onion juices all over your entire sweater like I did. Girl, Sarah, we were dirty after we ate that shit. My pants, my sweater. I don't know how many napkins I used. It was really embarrassing, like really embarrassing. You're also trying to avoid your shoes. Well, I never know when I don't know if I'll ever go back. I mean, I really wanted to get my tattoo this time, but I'm not right now. I've got too much to do over the next couple of weeks, and I just don't see myself going back anytime soon. If I go back, I'm gonna fly. I'm not fucking driving. I'm gonna fly. All right, so that's the pothole. But like the pothole issue is that, okay, I expect them on the streets, but where I'm from in California, you don't see any on the roads. Like if you see any on a highway, if you see any potholes on a highway, it's once every fucking 30 miles. There's no potholes on the highway. You guys have nothing but potholes on your highway. It's ridiculous. Gary, no, that's YouTube. If you need help, tell Red I can help if needed. What did you walk into, girl? Girl, we were talking about them squirting cheesesteaks and Pennsylvania potholes. That's what we're talking about. And it's bad. It's bad. Like yeah, it's not good. I'm gonna have to change the subject in about 10 seconds. Yeah, if I go back, I'm gonna fly. I'm not driving. Fuck that place. Fuck them. Fuck them roads. Fuck them roads. Fuck them Pennsylvania roads. Okay. It was a beautiful drive though. So the day that I came up, the weather was perfect. It rained the whole next day, so I stayed another night. And then the day that I drove back, the weather was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was wonderful. But it is a beautiful, has beautiful country skies, beautiful country views, beautiful country fields, cows. I even think I saw maybe, no, did I see any goats? No, but I saw some bull and of course some horses and some donkeys, and it was really nice. Yeah, potholes and squirting. Red pill rage. Yeah, don't judge me. Okay. When you were 14, you got in trouble for the number of potholes on my friend's car. We had to have been there, okay? Boston cheesesteak grinders. So apparently there's a sandwich, there's a hoagie, there's a grinder, and there's a cheesesteak. Like there's 4 different levels to this. I didn't know that, and I'm a chef. So that shows you I'm from the West Coast, because we have sandwiches, and if you grill it, it's a panini. If it's hot, it's hot. You know, you say what it is. You don't have a name for it. You know, you say how the sandwich, the name of the sandwich is like how you make it, not hoagie, grinder, cheesesteak, sandwich. Yeah, I didn't know all that. All right, anyway, let's get to my book. You guys want to see my book? You ready for that? Let's get to my book. Okay, I'll read you the first. I'll read you the intro, the first chapter. See, I can't even think straight. All right. Hopefully I can read it better than, that's too small. That's better. Okay, we'll do it like that. Okay. Hopefully I can read my book better than I can read the Washington prayer that was, written in a dead type of text language that's so hard to read. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. The title of the first chapter is Introduction, Air Force Baby. Okay. My father was a jet engine mechanic and my mother was a missile maintenance officer. They married after only 3 months of courtship in North Dakota, where I was born on an Air Force base. These types of marriages are common in the military, where young servicemen and women are lonely, cold, and desperate to get more spacious base family housing. My mother became pregnant with me less than 6 months after their marriage. She always told me I was loved, while my father made it very clear that my mother tricked him with the pregnancy by lying about taking birth control. Nonetheless, 9 months later, my little Virgo ass came into the world, a healthy Air Force baby. Ironically, my parents spoke disparagingly of their military experience throughout my young life. My mother told me she had been raped twice by other servicemen prior to her marriage. She also spoke of how uncomfortable she was training and working alongside foreign Afghani soldiers during the early 80s. Most Americans don't know about that. My father described the endless amount of discrimination he received for marrying a woman of color and working for superior officers who constantly attacked him for his high intellect. Nonetheless, I was born a patriot. I was born with respect for the flag. My love of country is in my bloodline. As a child, my favorite holiday was the 4th of July, even more so than Christmas and Halloween. Independence Day represented my parents' mental and emotional sacrifices. Being a military kid gave me a sense of connection to the flag and what it meant to be an American. It meant more to me than the fireworks and the barbecue. It meant that my bloodline was sewn into the fabric of this country. I knew when I grew up I would have a duty to protect that bloodline, whether I joined the military or not. At age 10, I heard John F. Kennedy's speech, and my patriotism was permanently ingrained in my soul. He said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." These words have been written on my heart ever since, and no matter how far I strayed, either in ideology or poor life choices, JFK made it our responsibility to give generously to our homeland more than we take. Herbert Hoover, considered by some to be one of the worst presidents in American history, was the president I was assigned in third grade to do a report on. However, I found him to be fascinating. He seemed humble, loving, and promoted volunteerism, perhaps too humble and loving to lead a frustrated America through a devastating Great Depression. President Hoover added an additional layer in my heart of duty, respect, and concern for my fellow Americans. This foundation has been put to the test throughout my life. Although I've always felt a deep respect for my country, I've also been raised to think critically and to question authority. My parents made it clear that the United States government is not our friend. They themselves, as military personnel, were considered property. Any service member can confirm this. How much less does our government think of us, its citizens, civilians? This critical thinking eventually transformed into something else. Growing up in Los Angeles slowly eroded my patriotic foundation, but by the end of this book, you will see how I built it back. I will show you which influences have manipulated me into believing communist ideology and feminist victimhood, as well as the influences that restored my love of country. This book is a journey of red pill transformation. It's proof that we can stray from our values, make terrible life mistakes, allow ourselves to be gaslit by the radical left, and still become valuable warriors in the fight against censorship, divisiveness, and foreign agendas that currently plague our nation. If I can open my eyes and change my heart, anyone can. If I can hang out with commies in my early 20s and then dedicate my life to destroying them in my late 30s, anyone can. If I can change my behavior from a reckless feminist to a grown woman who advocates for the family, anyone can. If I can remove the victimhood chip from my shoulder and commit my life to sharing conservative values, anyone can. I've been told by many friends and family members that I'm unstable. I was never unstable. I just never knew which side of the fence to really land on. I was always a historian and critical thinker, but also an overanalyzer with borderline personality. This mix of personal dysfunction and my desire for higher education, spiritual and otherwise, left me in limbo for decades. For years, I thought that I could live any counterproductive lifestyle I wanted. I thought I could accuse others of racism and sexism anytime I wanted. I thought the world was against me and that the consequences of my poor decisions fell on white privilege and heterosexual male supremacy. I thought I was self-aware, conscious, and evolved. But the truth is, I was just a product of Californian upbringing that supports criminal behavior, promiscuity, confusion, finger-pointing, and narcissism. I wasn't unstable. I was just painfully lost between the morality I knew I should embrace and the emptiness that hungers for any shred of gratification. The radical left uses our vulnerabilities against us. They use our insecurities about our appearance, sexuality, skin color, and economic hardships to manipulate us into supporting their agendas. This book is as much commentary on psychological issues and trauma as it is about politics. The correlation remains the same. The need for belonging and community remains the same. The fear of loneliness and rejection remains the same. It takes massive amounts of integrity and confidence to break away from these patterns of behavior. Needless to say, learning my true self and true purpose changed everything. Becoming conservative was the least of these changes. I will show you it is so much deeper than that. I thank you for purchasing this book and joining me on this patriotic journey. I sincerely hope as you read each chapter, you can either recognize the gaslighting done to you in your own life or prevent your loved ones from being manipulated in the same fashion. We have a country to fight for. We are in the midst of a civil war and being attacked by all sides. The only way we are going to prevent our country from descending into communist, pedophilic, new world darkness is to recognize every tactic our enemy uses to control our votes and our minds. Luckily, my journey has brought me to a place of complete empowerment. I'm empowered in my own personal life, taking back control over my finances, disciplining myself, and raising my vibration. Even through personal tragedy, I know my purpose now. Continuing to live as a victim wasted decades of my life that can never be returned to me or compensated for. I now know what I have to do and implore you to consume these red pills with me. My purpose in writing this book is not to entertain you, but to empower you, as I have been empowered, to live with a purpose-driven life that actualizes your well-being, your family's well-being, and the well-being of our beautiful land, these United States of America. Do you guys like that? Did you guys like that? Who keeps farting in the background? What are you talking about? Oh, is that the chair? Is that sound? So what'd you think? It's pretty good, right? Wait till you hear about what happened to me when I was 30. I'm gonna tell you what happened to me when I was 30. How old was I? 32? Maybe 34? 32. You will never fucking believe what happened to me in San Francisco when I was 32. You'll never fucking believe it. But if you want to find out, because I'm never going to tell you, but I'll write it. It's going to be in the book. If you want to find out, you're going to have to read the book. And I don't care if Antifa tries to come dox me because of it. You guys need to know. Because let's just say when I went viral in the conservative community, that wasn't the first time I went viral. Because I went viral on the other side, like years before. It was so fucked up what happened. It was so fucked up. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Hey, Latin Patriot. Oh, wow. You spoke about your mental health and how it made you a critical thinker. I thought you were reading my childhood story. Aww. You know, it's funny because if you have like if you pay a lot of attention to detail, as I do, as I always have, as I was raised to, and then you grow up and you raise a baby at a young age, and you get into an industry where attention to detail is very, very important, it's only natural that at a certain point, you're going to start reading between the lines when it comes to politics, you know? So that's the problem with my, I guess, personality disorder, which I don't think is a personality disorder. I just think I've just been raised by really shitty people. That's all I think it is. I think I've just been raised by really shitty, negative people who planted a lot of negative thoughts in my head that stayed there, like literally until, what happened in January. And then once someone attempted to take my life, it made me, like, it reversed everything. Like, it made me, like, remember, like, if you've been on my channel, I used to say, like, I have nothing to live for and I want to die and stuff like that. And, like, I'll throw myself off a bridge. And, like, I used to say crazy shit, right? Every now and then, not often. And I would say it like jokingly, but then there's also like that little tiny piece of you that kind of does, like, kind of is like wondering what it would be like to die. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want, you know, life is just too fucking hard, you know, life is too hard and you just don't want to deal with it. So after what happened in January, I was like, you know what? I started really taking a look at like everybody else. And I was like, you know what? I was a fucking rock star. I've always been a rock star. I've always been a badass. I've always been nice. I've always been kind. You know, yeah. Am I a little bit of an asshole at work? Yeah, you have to be. Was I a little bit of an asshole with my family and friends at times? Yeah, I was. But I was a loving person. I've always been a loving person. I've had a loving heart. And when you're a little bit weird and a little bit different and a little bit like mature for your age and kind of over analytical and like really like wound up, and especially if you're all of those things and creative, you know, people will fuck with you, you know. And it made me an easy target in my family, you know, because I was the one who was different and I didn't want to play by their fucking stupid little rules, because I was detail oriented. So I looked past the obvious and I looked past the basic, and I wanted more for myself. Or I found things in my life that made me happy that maybe didn't make sense to them. You know, like cooking. Cooking fucking makes me happy. And it doesn't make a lot of money, but I like it. You know, doing this stuff with you guys, it makes me happy. I don't make any money from it, but it makes me happy. It's like this past almost 9 months that I've been on the internet, it literally makes me happy. Like, because you guys are like my therapy, like just getting it out. Like I'm not good at writing in journals. Like I have to talk it. I have to say it, you know. I can't just write it. I have to say it. I have to get it off of my chest, like verbally. And that's the way I am. So you know, when you're just real detailed oriented, you can play dumb to get along with other people, and you can make yourself basic to fit in. But at a certain point, you're like, I can't keep up the facade. Like, I either seek truth and speak truth, or I die inside, you know? You die inside when you have to play fucking stupid games with stupid people. Like it's so hard. Like I can do it. I can be fake. I can keep up with the Joneses and pretend to like be impressed like everyone else does. Or I can like break away from that and say, you know what? I want to go over here and I want to learn about Buddhism, or I want to learn about meditation, or I want to learn about frequencies, or I want to learn about, you know, these fucking Hollywood pedophiles, or I want to learn about the deep state, or I want to learn about the origins of communism, or I want to learn about neurolinguistic programming, or I want to learn another language, or I want to learn another thing to do, or I want to learn how to fucking, I don't know, taxidermy, or I don't know, like you want to learn about medical shit or whatever. Like when you're with like when you come from basic ass people who care more about like what brand of shoes they wear and how they look and what car they drive, You can't fit in with that, you know? Oh, you guys have some like crazy comments here. What did Andrea say that everyone's getting mad at her about? Oh, you got slapped today by an old woman for not wearing a mask? Oh, that's fucked up. She was almost 80. You'd slap the color out the DNA. I don't know what I would do if an old person slapped me. That's fucked up. Grabbed your shirt and was yelling at you, and well, it's fucking COVID. It's the COVID Karens, man. They're getting violent. I'm sorry, honey. Did you know that you can develop an anxiety disorder just from like basic shit? Like if your parents like keep you up at night, or if they pull you out of bed at night, or if they're always yelling and screaming and slamming doors and shit, you can develop an anxiety disorder from that, which I have really bad. And it's like, I never knew that. I never knew that until I went to therapy, and I'm like, oh my God, this explains everything, you know? And the good thing about borderline personality disorder, it's not really like, it's like out of all the bad ones, it's like the least bad, and it's the easiest to correct, and it's the easiest to heal from, and it's the easiest to move on from. So actually, you know what, since we're on the subject, let's be positive here. I actually wrote down 21 things. This is from a therapist. 21 things that you've healed of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. Okay. And what qualifies this list is if you're dropping out of symptoms and you make life worth living. So listen, there's like two kinds of borderlines, okay? There's the really, really selfish, like manipulative ones, and then there's the ones that are opposite. They're not mean and selfish and manipulative, but they're scared all the time, and they blame themselves for everything, so they become really masochistic. And there's high functioning borderlines and low functioning borderlines. So low functioning borderlines are the ones who are like depressed all the fucking time. They can't work. They can't do anything. They can't maintain any friendships. They can't get along with nobody. They're always dramatic, histrionic, acting crazy, threatening to kill themselves, blah, 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 blah. Like just pains in the asses, right? And then there's high functioning borderlines. And these are people that can like move through life fairly well, and the only problem is that they just carry around a lot of guilt and they blame themselves for everything. And that's me. So I'm like the quiet version, and I'm the high functioning version. So like as far as the disorder goes, like I'm like the best of the best. Like I'm like the most like normal of all of them. So that made me feel pretty good. Is like I'm not that fucked up. I'm actually like I'm only like one level below normal. Like I'm only like one level of fucked up. I'm not like 20 levels of fucked up. Does that make sense? Anyway, let me read this to you. Oh, Susan, I'm sorry. Hey, Sarah. See, that's why I tell you to get the fuck away from your parents, because they're nutcases, and you do not want to turn out like me. You don't want to waste you know, the first 35 years of your life trying to please crazy people who have no intention of doing anything other than to hurt you and break you down and scapegoat you. Okay. And then you become like me, you become masochistic, and then you just start like, you can't think straight. You're nervous all the time. You're anxious all the time. You snap at people. You give too much. You do too much. You become a people pleaser. You do whatever to get people to like you. Like, you don't want to be like me. But then you like want to die all the time. But then like you don't really want to die. You just wish you could erase that neuro-linguistic programming. So, okay, so let's y'all better get on the Patreon, okay? Because I'm hooking you up. All right, 21 signs of healed complex PTSD. And I feel like this is also very valid for anyone who has borderline personality disorder and is recovering from that, as well as anyone who has addiction issues, okay? Because they all kind of fall in around the same kind of like, it's kind of a trinity: addiction, PTSD, borderline personality. It's like a trinity. Okay, you guys get that? All right. Okay, number 1, your default emotions of anxiety and depression changes. Number 2, you have compassionate inner dialogue. Thank you. Thank you, Susan. I got you. All right, I'm going to keep going, but I want to get to your comments, but let me just keep going real quick. Number 3, the mind is calm and you learn to be in the moment. This is one that I struggle with, but it's better now. Your memory is improved. Nope, not there yet. Better executive functioning, clearer thinking. Probably not. I'll be honest, I'm probably not. But a lot of these I am there. Okay. Establish and enforce boundaries. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm actually going to check them off as I go so I know which areas of life I need to work in. Okay. Live life authentically. You're not a chameleon. That means you don't. Well, I'm a chameleon because I'm a class clown and I'm entertaining. So I can be a chameleon, but we're talking about really being authentic and not what I feel like that means is like you learn to align yourself with people, places, and situations that where you can be yourself, instead of aligning yourself with people, places, and situations where you can't be yourself. Okay. All right. I say I'm definitely authentic. No more people pleasing. Fuck all y'all. Not y'all, but fuck everybody. I lost the one person in my world that I loved the most. So now that she's gone, I really don't give a fuck. You're comfortable in the discomfort of others. So what does that mean? That means you don't have to be Captain Save-A-Ho. That means when someone else is feeling bad, when someone else is bitching, when someone else is trying to manipulate you into fucking bowing down to their agenda, you don't have to swoop in and save the day anymore. When someone is woe is me, woe is me, I'm misery loves company, you don't have to join it. Okay. So yeah, I am comfortable with that. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I got my own problems. I got my own shit to cry about. I will be empathetic and loving and compassionate, but what I will not do, okay, is I will not try to fix your fucking problems for you. No one is paying me to be their life coach. And until you pay me to be your fucking life coach, I'm not here for that. I'm not here to be your emotional doormat. Ooh, getting mad. and talking about it. But anyway, experiencing reciprocal relationships. This is very new. Like, this is very new to me, so I'm going to leave that unchecked. Setting goals and accomplishments and then actually achieving them. That's a good one. So when I get Red Pill TV up, Sarah, good girl, text me. Sarah, text me. We'll talk about that privately. And I'm happy to hear that because it's time for you to go. Okay. You don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't try to help people and hold in your own pain trying to help people. Fuck that. People need to help themselves. Unless you're a kid or a veteran or someone with special needs or an animal, I don't give a fuck about you. Any grown-ass adult who has made a mess of their lives needs to just deal with it, okay? And you don't have me around to fucking help you. Fuck that shit. All right. So when I get Red Pill TV up and when I get my book done, then I'm going to check this one, okay? But right now I can't check it. But I'm going to get there. Wait till you guys see what I got in store. Ooh, shit. Wait till you see Monday's video. When you see Monday's video, you're going to lose your fucking minds, okay? Let go of disempowering beliefs and upgrade your subconscious programming. That's a good one. And I'm almost there. I'm not going to check it yet, but I'm almost there. Your sense of worth is generated from within, for sure. Ability to handle stress without fight, flight, or freeze. That's kind of complicated. It's kind of complicated. We'll get there. Strong sense of trust in self and safety. I'm getting there. I'd say I'm going to check that one because I'm more safe now. Let me just put it this way. I know how to walk away faster, so I'm going to say yes. More energy. I don't know. I got my period. Unfazed by toxic people. No. Toxic people still piss me the fuck off. So I can't check that one yet. Clear sense of identity. Oh, hell yeah. But I've always had that. Free from need for validation, or at least external validation. Fuck the world. Fuck them. Strong sense of self-love and good self-care habits. I would say I'm going to check it because even though I've gained a lot of weight and my skin is really bad, I'm doing something about it and I'm committed and I'm enjoying it. And like even washing my face, like I enjoy it. Putting trying different products instead of just giving up and being like, oh, my skin is always going to be bad. I'm trying different products until I find something that feels good on my skin and that's going to work, So I'm not giving up. Like, I'm not losing any weight, but I'm also not giving up because it's going to drop off. Like eventually it has to. So, it's fine. Like I enjoy taking care of myself now. So I'm going to check it. Even though I'm not sure that I totally do yet. Okay, and the last one is constant unconditional love of self. And I say I'm just now learning the unconditional love, but I wouldn't say that it's constant, so I'm not going to check it. Okay. Aww. Jenny is much better than she lets on. She will be more committed to the things she loves than anybody you'll ever meet. I'm 100% certain of that. If you want to see a real patriot, Jenny. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna have to put that on my website too. I'm getting some good comments. You know what? When you guys say nice things about me, I'm gonna put it in the quotes in my website when I rebuild my website. You know what, Patriots? Like, I'm honestly, oh, by the way, I forgot that I had a laptop, but it's in Oakland. So when I go back and get my shit, I can get that laptop and we can put the Linux on it and you can show me how and we can make the TikToks and whatnot. Because I'm ready to like do what we talked about. But anyway, that's really sweet of you. That's my girl. I love you, baby girl. You know you're like my little sister. Remember when we were drunk and they called us like Diamond and Silk? Someone called us Diamond and Silk. That was funny. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I need to plug in my computer. Oh shit. Hold on. Yeah, text me about that now that you have a phone. Okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to be telling all your business. Red pill rage is the same meaning as what I call mutual love. Ooh, I like it when it's red hot. I'll definitely call that mutual love. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you for that, Patriot. Just a freaking American difference between someone needs help and never returns the favor, takes advantage, and doesn't help themselves. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Spent too much energy helping others before myself and others who don't appreciate. Yes. She's a real one. Oh, thank you. Start a brag book. Oh, okay. Let's do that. Let's put that here. By the way, the casting call is still open for anyone who wants to start a sports show. Okay. I'll show you how to do it, and I'm going to edit everything for you. And on Monday, I promise you, you're going to see. You will see. You will see what the fuck I am capable of. Because one thing you guys don't know is I actually took graphic design in college. So before I started cooking, this is many moons ago. I'm going to talk about it in my book. Before I became a professional chef, I was a professional graphic designer. So it's been a lot of years since I've worked with graphics. But I'm about to show you. Wait till you see it. Wait till you see how I redid my music video. I liked everything except the potholes. Aww. Thank you. Having experienced many of the traits that Jenny talks about, I know the mental effect that has on the mind. And you as patriots, you need to support Jenny. She'll do her best for America, no doubt. All right, so y'all hook me up on the Patreon. Real quick though, if you don't already know, Truth or Talk got she got canned. She lost her YouTube channel, and she is going to be let me find her new YouTube channel. She is going to be part of my network. Okay. She's going to be on my network. That's my girl.
And you know you're
We can watch it together.
Put her faith in you, like devotee to guru. Your lips are dripping with light.
We'll let her end our show.
The truth is smothered and you covered in guide. Fortune instigates, dividing conquering. Constitution, you have to say not to. Cyber ventriloquy, black magic sorcery. Incantations again and again and again. Realize, 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 lies. Realize, 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 lies. And you do it again. And you do it again. And you do it again. And again. And again. Do it again. Do it again. And again. And again. So don't believe it. 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 Yeah. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Running on your alpha wings, surfing on the words you say, like a sheep that you obey your commands day by day. Manufacturing empathy, mind control soliloquies. You'll be scared for your sense when the sense. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Innocence betrayed by the tricks you play. Come into the place, would knock you to your knees. Stop to say your goodbye. We look forward to the day when we come up and it crumbles and dies. Gorgeous all of you, you relish in our tears. Your Jedi doctrine true is sucking on a soul. You never elevate your human consciousness. Revolution, you're losing ways. Realize, 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 lies. Realize, 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 lies.
Hell yeah.
Do it again, and again, and again. So don't believe it. So don't believe it. 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 Running on your alpha wing. Turning on the words you say, like a sheep that you obey your commands day by day. Manufactured empathy, mind control soliloquies. You'll be scared for your sense with this hands. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Don't believe it.
Hi, I'm Steve. I was inspired to make the song Don't Believe It because of the detrimental effect that the media is having in our society. The media wields a lot of power.
This tube is the gospel, the ultimate revelation. This tube can make or break presidents, popes, prime ministers. This tube is the most awesome goddamn force in the whole godless world.
The media affects our consciousness.
Their intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness.
I think Malcolm X said it best when,
in World War II, this country could use its news media to propagandize and make the whole American public love the Germans and the Japanese, rather love the Russians and the Chinese and hate the Germans and the Japanese. And then after the war, they changed it and made the American public love the Japanese, hate the Russians, and hate the Chinese, which shows that they can make the American public love whom they will and hate whom they will.
The contingent situation that we're in right now is in this country is because of the media. The media has forged chasms between the best of friends and the closest of family members because of their lies. They are the victors in the ultimate game of divide and conquer, and they need to be called out on it. Art and music document our history. And during the 1960s, I would say one period in time when we had a lot of profound change going on in this country. We had lots of amazing artists and musicians, you know, documenting our history through art. And, you know, because Hollywood has so much control, the perspective right now in this period in time is very, very one-sided. And you know, some cases people are blacklisted or their careers are ruined and maybe in some cases physically harmed for creating truthful art. You know what? That's okay, because we live in the area of internet and social media fundraising. And because of that, I'm asking you guys to be my Medicis. The Medicis was a mega rich family that funded artists during the Renaissance. You know, Michelangelo's work, Donatello, other famous works.
Yeah, but you know, they were fucking little kids too. But okay, other than
it's
that,
like, you know, even back then, you know, serious art took serious money. So unfortunately, you know, to make serious art, you need serious money. Fortunately, I have you guys help me out with that. I have an Indiegogo campaign in the links below. And I put this in perspective. We would need 1,770 people to contribute $5, 885 people to contribute $10, 442 people to contribute $20, 177 people to contribute $50, and 88 people to contribute $100. Each contribution comes with its own perk. We also have stretch goals. For every $1,400 we raise after our goal, we will be able to produce another song. I will use the money for session musicians, studio rentals, equipment rentals, and artists, videographers to produce the music video. So I'm asking you guys to be my Medici. If you like what you heard and you want to contribute, please use the links below to do so. If you cannot contribute, but you still like the music video, don't believe it, please share the out of it, whether you can contribute or cannot contribute. The EP will be out at the end of this year, and I hope that you will be inspired by listening to it as I will be inspired by making it.
all right. All right, that was cool. All right, I think that was a nice way to wrap up the show with my girl Verstine. So make sure you guys head on over to Truth or Talk Reborn on YouTube. She also is Biavi on Twitter, and she also has a Biavi channel, which is her stage name for her band or for herself when she's singing. So you guys all have a good night. This has been fun. I hope you got something out of it. I look forward to writing in my brag book once I get a couple of things accomplished for myself and for our country. All right, I think that's it. What does the money go toward if you join the Patreon? My Patreon or hers? My Patreon, like, I don't have any money on there, so I don't, like, gas maybe. I like, that's all it's pretty much pays for. Her Patreon, she had a whole breakdown of what she was going to use the money for. Like, she needs to book studio time, she needs to pay musicians. I guess there's marketing costs involved as well, plus her time, you know. She's not the type to pay herself, but you know, it costs money to drive back and forth. It costs money to beer money. Yeah, it's like beer and gas money. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if there was a significant support with the Patreon, then I could sit here and be like, oh, I got $1,000 from you guys, so I spent the money on this, this, and this. And then, but like, for $30, like, what am I like? I don't even, I haven't even cashed it out in 2 months. Like, I don't even cash it out. Like, all the money is still there. It's not enough for me to get excited. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. But that's why, but you know what? Like, I get more support. Like, it's more, you get, like, some of you have my Patreon. Hey, Bruce. Aw, did your wife tell you about my little goatee? My roommate got me this because she knows how much I miss the goats. They were so cute. They were so cute. Oh, well, Susan, you do know about my old channel on YouTube. Oh, I should just show it to you. So here we go. I'll show you guys my old demo reel. Okay. You'll like this.
To whom you need to explain yourself constantly, do not be an entrepreneur. If you don't believe in yourself truly, don't be an entrepreneur. If you have insecurity issues, don't be an entrepreneur. I'm just now getting out of poverty. I'm just now raising
I was
my
so
credit
pretty
score.
back then.
I'm just now
But that's a
getting my
lot of
tax
makeup.
stuff together. You got to get who you want to be and what you want to do into your heart. Once it gets there, then it'll go to your brain. And once it goes to your brain, it goes into the universe. And that's when you can sit back and let it come to you, because it will. You don't have to be fake. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to lie. You don't have to skip people into believing that you're worth something if you already know who you are and you already know what your worth is.
Here, you like this one for all my beer drinkers.
This is the Superist, the Sufferist. This is for like, this is a beer for like athletes. So it's gluten free, and I'm pretty sure it's low in ABV. It only has 95 calories, and this is a Kolsch style review.
Okay.
And for being a gluten free, this was really, really delicious. This was much better than I expected. So this is a great brand to try. I'm hella bay, and there's nothing more hella bay than Lagunitas. Lagunitas. Lagunitas is one of the front runners in the craft beer scene, one of the pioneers in the craft beer scene. All of their labels, all of their brew styles have a very specific story behind them. I feel a personal connection to Lagunitas because it was the very first brewery tour that I ever took when I moved up to the Bay Area about 6 years ago. Basically, I created what I wanted to be a business show through the vehicle of craft beer. So I talk about profitability, marketing, mindset, customer service, leadership, all of the things that I, as a chef, have seen, observed, taken notice of, learned lessons in terms of hospitality, and really just trying to apply that to the craft beer industry because they are so intertwined. How do we market craft beer? How do we sell craft beer? How do we get Bud Light drinkers interested in craft beer? How do we find those Segway drinkers so we can start supporting some of these smaller local breweries? So I am a certified craft beer supporter through the Brewers Association. Woo! Always independent. Hashtag Seek the Seal. Hashtag Indie Beer. Hashtag Take Back Craft. I love doing this podcast. I've learned so much, and I've met so many cool people as a result of it, and I just want to keep it going and going and moving.
All right. I think that's enough. All right. All right. Everyone have a good night. Okay. Bud Light, ew. I don't drink Bud Light. If it's not like a blonde ale or better, I'm not gonna drink it. Yeah. I can't stand Bud Light. It's disgusting. What year was that? That was That was only 2 years ago. That was like, actually, it's not even 2 years ago. It was like a year and a half ago. It was like right before Corona. But I started my podcast in 2018 and then really got it rolling in 2019. And then in 2020, well, we know what 2020 was. Yes, thank you, Bruce. Appreciate that. No, I don't drink Bud Light. All right, everyone have a good night. Ciao.